What's up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again with MetalTrenches.com, and I've got 5 more albums that you won't want to miss this week. But before I do that, if you'd like to stay up to date with the best and brightest metal bands and albums from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. I upload new content every single week. Alright, first up we've got Delaware metallic hardcore crew Year of the Knife, going scorched earth with their new album Internal Incarceration via Pure Noise Records. Now, it's gotten to the point over the years that if I see Converge's Kurt Ballou on an album's recording credits, there's really no good reason for me to pass it over. Everything the man touches seems to turn to gold, and once more we've struck pay dirt with Internal Incarceration. This album is 35 minutes of unrelenting, unhinged odes to the addiction and loss that run rampant in a community hit extra hard by the opioid epidemic. You can practically taste the grief emitting from your headphones, personified by crunchy HM2 pedals and fierce D-beats. The vocals, though certainly as violent as the likes of Vane and Jesus Peace, also have this harrowing sense of despair and disillusionment. I'm picturing these songs performed at a funeral, the singer perched like some feral animal on the coffin, and damn, do these riffs absolutely kill. Frequently crossing the line from hardcore into pure metal, the opening hook on the title track could easily be an outtake from Slipknot's Iowa. Now, I will say I hear a lot of similarities between this and N's amazing Splinters from an Ever-Changing Face, which I covered in a previous episode. And when faced with that almost unfair level of competition, Year of the Knife falls just a hair short of that level. But hey, there's always room for both. At the end of the day, you can have all the talent and technical know-how in the world as a metal musician, but none of that means shit if there isn't some sense of urgency behind it. I'm thankful for bands like Year of the Knife who are willing to put it all on the line amidst the wailing feedback. Alright, then we've got Idaho Symphonic metalcore deathcore band Luck Won't Save You, featuring the drummer of Rivers of Nile, continuing to drop quality material with Sail Into the Abyss. Luck Won't Save You has been one of my favorite underground metal projects to follow over the last few years. It's been fun to watch their evolution since 2018's Dilemma of the Anima, and the progress definitely shows. Now, with Sail Into the Abyss, bandleader Russell Eck assured me that this is their best material to date, and I gotta say, he isn't wrong. Stepping up the runtime from the last 2 EPs, but still keeping things concise, this is 30 straight minutes of pure riffage and powerful atmosphere. The guitar hooks are an excellent mashup of classic metalcore a la Darkest Hour and August Burns Red, with the techie deathcore of Within the Ruins mixed in. And as if the verse and chorus riffs didn't cook enough already, the album is basically an endless showcase of incredible guest solos that will have your head spinning. Not to be outdone, Russell's stellar work on the bass and especially the keys, as well as the soulful vocal performances from Chelsea Wahlberg and Luke Nagy on the closing title track. These really elevate these already impressive compositions to even greater heights. From traditional piano arrangements to soaring synth soundscapes, these moments can be truly breathtaking. Luck Won't Save You continues to be one of the most consistent underground metal projects that nobody seems to be talking about. I'm hoping that with this new album and people like myself screaming their name from the rooftops, people start to take notice. Share this with everyone.
Benny, bring me everyone.
What do you mean everyone?
Everyone!
Alright, now these next ones actually came from prior episodes. The next 2 actually were on the tail end of my Sharptooth review, and ultimately YouTube The algorithm did not like that and got kind of confused, and I felt like they sort of got a raw deal as a result. So I'm including them here, and then after that I'm also going to include another one that will also be on an upcoming list for fans of Pig Destroyer. So get excited for that one. But hey, don't go anywhere just yet, because I've got another one for you in the always riff-driven blackened heavy metal entity Rebel Wizard, back with another thrilling album, Magical Mystical Indifference, via Prosthetic Records. I've been following this quirky Melbourne, Australian project since its early EPs in 2016, and it's been fun to watch it blossom from relative unknown status to increasingly more high-profile signings. As always, fusing the classic guitar sound of Iron Maiden and Judas Priest with raw and often indecipherable black metal vocals, this purveyor of negative wizard metal, as they put it, always waves the flag of the almighty riff. Clearly, Mastermind NKSV never left the 80s, because these hooks sound as if they come out of some alternate history where Randy Rhoads never died and Rainbow still rules the airwaves.
Die Frage ist nicht aus welcher Zeit, sondern aus welcher Welt.
And also, everyone records their Vox through a shitty CB radio or gas mask. And aside from these same tricks that we've heard on previous outings, Magical Mystical Indifference also engages in some experimentation with slower tracks like Not Rain But the Wizard's Tears, and even a pure ambient string arrangement on Love Wisdom Everything Nothing. These additions help the usual Hellfire of Axe worship shine even brighter due to the enhanced dynamics that come with them. I'm also happy to hear the production has kind of shifted back to that of the earlier releases, really emphasizing a fuller guitar sound that really highlights their true glory. Magical Mystical Indifference is easily Rebel Wizard's best effort to date, but unfortunately one that would be easy to miss. So if you dig original genre mashups, new takes on old ideas, and above all, killer riffs, do yourself a favor and grab this one right now. Alright, and one more shout out with LA Tempe progressive metal band Dessiderium, led by Alex Haddad, also of Archaic and Nulling Roots, with the new album Shadowburn. Shadowburn is a captivating dose of progressive death metal that amplifies its already impressive songwriting with abundant use of atmospheric synths and keys. The result falls somewhere between Warforged and Fallujah in terms of overall effect, conjuring imagery of angelic creatures amongst drifting clouds. This ends up forming a nice contrast with the malicious, almost Karish Angren-esque vocals, a constant warring of light and dark, good and evil. And speaking of black metal bands, there are certainly elements of the genre that pop up here and there in some of the more ominous guitar riffs, in addition to the more proggy, technical death metal hooks. Taken together with a cavernous production style that draws allusions to the peak era of bands like Cynic and Dark Tranquillity, Dessiderium have really put together an album that feels strangely timeless. The Eastern-sounding influences on some of the later tracks like Sage and Learning also helps it stand out. Shadowburn is a powerful experience that surrounds the listener in a whirlwind of technical guitars and drums, vicious snarls, and ethereal atmospheric synths. It can be an almost overwhelming listening experience at times, but Dessiderium definitely deserve attention of the obvious hard work that went into it. And last but not least, we're going to get a little crazy here, step a little bit outside the box with Zythlia. This is the project of US multi-instrumentalist and vocalist Nick Stranger, also of Ashbringer. He just dropped his album Immortality Through Quantum Suicide, great title, via Voidhanger Records, which you at this point have probably caught in another review roundup or something of that nature. But to recap, this is an insane album. True to its title and cover, one that depicts self-murder through dark levels of space-time distortion, this album really is utter outer dimensional insanity. Zythlia's inhuman nailgun blasts and wickedly compressed guitar tones sound as if they are suffocating every inch of the mix on this record. Chaotic noodling mathcore riffs and genty Meshuggah chugs combine the fierce technicality of Beneath the Massacre with the structural anarchy of Psyopus. The Eye Bath also drew comparisons to Frontier with its pew-pew laser gun sounds. And that's not even to mention the truly unhinged vocals belting pure bile into infinity. Their reckless abandon in particular reminds me of the now defunct The Apex, especially intense when combined with the enthralling D-beats of To Defy Inevitability. This is basically Pig Destroyer on steroids, so don't expect it to sound exactly like them. It's taking that basic idea and pushing it into a completely different direction. But also like Pig Destroyer, this band likes to toy with ambient and dissonant noise as well. In any case, Zythlia is a band you definitely don't want to miss, and their latest album is just 24 minutes of unrelenting technical anarchy that you do not want to miss. But let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite, and especially if you ended up picking any of them up. Be sure to recommend them to other people as well. Spread the word. That's what this channel is all about. Also stick around because there's plenty more videos like this one. I've also got album roundups, single album reviews, tier lists, the podcast where I get to interview all these interesting musicians. Also in the description you can find links to all of our social media, the email newsletter, of course the link to metaltrenches.com where you can find even more reviews on the site, and our Patreon and Subscribestar if you want to take that extra leap to becoming a full-on supporter. Would really appreciate it. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.